what I think it is. Thor! The real Thor has come!
Mortal who dare to defile my name. I will personally strike him with lightning and feed his limbs to my goats. Show yourself!
Mighty Thor! Please forgive me! I was a fool! I had no idea that Mighty Thor would actually come down! I just thought I'd make a fortune using his name! Hey, you, please help me! I know! Mead! I heard that Thor really likes to drink mead. Hey, could you get... I'll return everything I took. Please, just spare my... Sorry. Please spare me just this.
Of course. Just leave it to me.
and smell means it's a powerful brew. Hand it over at once. Ah, it burns, just like the poisonous fogs of hell.
Hey, over here! Just stay quiet. Don't let Thor notice you. Just be quiet and smooth. Did you get him the mead? Did Thor seem pleased? Is that so? His face lit up the moment he saw. Oh, I see. I mean, I can't see that clearly because of the distance, but what was I thinking? Pretending to work.
It's been a while since I've had my fill of spirits. Humans sure know how to make a good drink. You have good taste. I shall bestow a boon upon you, cunning little mortal. What do you desire from Thor, God of Thunder? You've got guts, mortal. You think you can bribe the mighty Thor? What is your name, mortal? All right, I'll be merciful this time on account of your courage and this drink. I will not punish the one with the vile serpent tongue. However, if he chooses to defile my name like that again, I will personally strike him down with my lightning. I shall commit that name to my memory.
I was, even at a time like this. Did you know that the whole city, since everybody's talking about you, I'm sure he'll notice you too. Now, go swiftly.
Truth fill everyone. Can I help you? Oh, you're the one that everybody in Mannerheim has been praising lately. Oh, by the way, please send my regards to that ash-laden warrior, Ashlad.
Something still feels off about him. I think we need to keep watching him. Maybe he's involved. You must have really impressed him. He readily joined us. a proper defender now. I have heard all about your wonderful feats. I knew I saw something in you. Alas, it's time for new warriors like you to take up the mantle. There's no place for an aged one like myself. Speaking of which, I've got a job for you. Do you see that? Bandit settlement, over there behind the city walls. They're a nasty bunch, taking advantage of the confusion in the realm to kidnap women, steal from others, and even resort to murder for their own gains. I knew you'd become a great defender. Now get up on the gliding platform. Even though they're just a ragtag bunch of swoop down from the gliding platform straight into the midst of their settlement. A fellow named Sutunga should be waiting for you.
Here. Shh. Keep your voice down. We can catch up later. We have a job to do here. Our objective is to annihilate the bandits and rescue the kidnapped villagers. What they're doing is despicable. Trying to benefit from a crisis that affects us all. Let's take them down and finish this mission. We need to hurry. First, take care of the bandit warriors. Go. Make sure these bandits are gone for good. Get moving.
Good. Your next targets are their assassins. Don't show them any mercy. They're like demons, feeding on the screen. Sacrificed by them. Take down the warlocks and wipe out the bandits. Go! Your work is securing the happiness of those in Manaheim. Move quickly. tell that there are fewer of them around. Now is the time to rescue them. I bet they are in the innermost part of the settlement. Get to work. Hurry up! We'll get out of here right away after the rescue. Now that we're done with the rescue, let's get out of here. On your way out, kill all bandits you see on your path. Make sure that they'll never be a threat to Manaheim again. Go! Kill them all as you see them. Warriors, assassins, warlocks. They are all scum that... Villager has been taken away by them. This is urgent. Come to me right away. Now. I took him away not too long ago. If you hurry now, you should be able to find them. Good. You're here. The rescued villager said the other villager was taken away by some mysterious people. I bet they're Lared's men. Track them down at once. I have already sent the fastest member of Grimsley as a master of daggers. He's very agile and swift. I'm sure he's following them.
You startled me. Who are you?
You're the one sent by Sutunga. I see. Well, the situation is pretty serious right now. My squad was tracking down the villager that's been taken away. All of a sudden, we found ourselves in the middle of that abandoned village. Then, I saw this huge house. Yes, I mean it. It was a real house. Some of my squad mates are still stuck there. This is a disaster. Hey, work on getting rid of the crocodiles near the stream first. They're blocking the path and creating more trouble. They normally live near the creek. Oh, something's off. They're usually not this aggressive.
crocodiles. They live. Make sure they don't bite you. Look at all those teeth.
Look over there. That's what I was talking about. Real house-sized capacity. Let's take them down for now. Go. We need to find the one that's been taken away. And those who haven't gotten away, too. Yes, I know. May you rest in peace. The villagers were I'll take him back with me.
Already affecting the lives of the people of Manaheim. While you were out there, we raided Lerad's residence and ransacked the whole place. It was just as we had expected. He seems to have joined forces with the Void Monsters. So, he's plotting something. He'll need to take down the cultist warriors protecting him first. scouting on your own for the time being. Next, take down the cultist archers. We'll resume our search for the Rad after killing them. Have you met up with Sutungar? He should have contacted you by now. The Rad, that scum. We should all be working together to fight against the Void monsters. seer's position here. Stay focused. If you get taken over by the void too, Vanaheim will lose its last remaining hope. signaled. Apparently, he couldn't contact us sooner because the enemy was always watching. He has found the entrance leading to the minister's hiding place. That surely must be his secret out. Set off the smoke bomb. Set it off over there, on top of that collapsed wall, and it should be clearly visible. Smoke seems obscured by the terrain because of the direction of the wind. You should still have some spare smoke bombs. Look for another suitable spot. How about that opposite wall over there? Sending reinforcements right now. The minister will catch on before long. Time is of the essence now. We must move quickly. I've told Sugar to guard the hideout entrance, so meet up with him first. Good luck. Larad, your feudal schemes end now.
There you are. You've done well so far. We have one more. With your help, we were able to locate the secret hideout. Our other men are blocking all routes. Just what's going on? In front of that altar! He had a secret exit. Well, it's a pity he got away. We have accomplished our main objective here. Let's return to town for now. Go. Go back to Commander Ashlot at once and report the situation. Go.
Thank you for your hard work. We're still looking for Larad. Since many men are searching for him, we should find some leads soon enough. Again, you've done a marvelous job on this mission. Thank you. We need to drive the Void monsters out of Midgard as soon as possible. Please make it.
You're here! I don't think I can trust anyone anymore now. Our minister was working with the Void. Still, having you with us makes me feel safer already. Oh, right! Did Commander Ashlot tell you? A promising clue about the Void and the monsters has been located. Our Master of Disguise, Whelan, knows where it is. You can find him at the Ratman's lair. Would you go and talk to him? He wears a strange-looking mask all the time. He has ever seen his real face.
Oh, hi there. I'm Whelan.